Hi, my friends. It's your tour guide to the sci-fi horror side, me, Preston E. And on this video, we're going to take a look at Night of the Creeps from 1986. Let's do this! Ow! Night of the Creeps is a 1986 horror sci-fi with pure over-the-top 80s campy goodness. The film kicks off in space aboard an alien spaceship where two nice aliens try to keep a real a-hole alien from releasing a dangerous canister to Earth. The a-hole alien overcomes his more responsible alien brethren and unleashes the sinister canister, crashing it into 1959 styled Earth. And we know it's 1959 because it's all black and white and stuff. That's right, kids. Fun fact, color wasn't invented till about the mid to late 60s. Before that, the world was completely in black and white. Everybody and everything looked like a Leave It to Beaver episode. Meanwhile, two 1950s teens are having good old-fashioned 1950s-styled love-making when they see a fallen star. The fallen star turns out to be the fallout of the a-hole alien's litter. While the teen boy investigates the falling star, his date is attacked by an axe-wielding mental patient maniac. The teen boy gets slugs in his mouth that pops out of the alien canister. Not the kind of action these two thought they were going to have on this date, but at least nobody got pregnant. Fast forward to 1986, and Chris Romero, played by Jason Lively, and his buddy James Carpenter Hooper, aka JC, played by Steve Marshall, are two young college students. Chris is in love with Cynthia and decides to impress her by pledging a fraternity her boyfriend is over. And if you caught the nods to horror directors George A. Romero and John Carpenter with these characters' names, congratulations, you're one smart cookie like me. Give yourself a cookie. Anyway, like most frat pledges, the two college students are tested with stealing a cadaver from a lab as part of an initiation. And yes, Brad, Cynthia's boyfriend, is played by the one and only Alan Kaiser, also known as Bubba Higgins from Mama's Family fame. Chris and JC go to grab a frozen corpse, but it grabs them back, causing them to run and go screaming. Screaming like Banshee? I love that guy, by the way. Meanwhile, Detective Cameron is called into the lab to investigate the break-in. Detective Ray Cameron, by the way, was a rookie cop in 1959 when the teen boy was infected by the alien slugs, and the girl was hacked up. The teen boy is now a reanimated corpse who goes to pick up his date at the same sorority house he picked her up at 27 years earlier. And they say romance is dead. But Lover Girl died in 1959, and Lover Boy's head splits open, releasing more alien-like slugs. The slugs go to infect others, turning them into zombie-like carriers, including this man. Screaming like banshees. The janitor then passes the slugs onto JC, who's in the bathroom, passing other things as Chris is walking Cynthia home. JC leaves a recorded message to his buddy before he passes away, telling him how the slugs are vulnerable to heat. Detective Cameron tells Chris that the girl who was killed by the axe murderer in 1959 was his ex-girlfriend. The detective killed the axe murderer and buried him under the sorority house shortly thereafter. That same axe-wielding killer reanimates and kills the house mother as the detective kills him again, releasing more slugs. A recently slug-possessed Brad is broken up with by Cynthia, who her and her housemates don't seem to realize he is now a slug-carrying zombie at first. He is killed and his frat bros reanimate, following a bus crash being undead slug-carrying zombies as the girls get ready for them for a formal dance. And other than the fact that they're now a bunch of slug-carrying zombies, there's really not much of a change in the frat boys now. Both Cameron and Cynthia, played by Joe Withrow, fight off the zombie hordes as sorority girls panic. In the end, Detective Cameron saves the day by splashing gasoline in the sorority basement filled with the slugs and blows the house, the slugs, and himself up, ending the nightmare. An undead Detective Cameron face plants on the ground and remaining slugs pop out of his head and are jettisoned up by the alien spaceship from earlier in the movie as Chris and Cynthia kiss by the light of the burning sorority house. How romantic. This was the original ending intended by director Frank Decker. However, a theatrical version shows a dog that causes the frat boys' bus accident, infecting Cynthia as a slug jumps from his mouth to hers. Tom Atkins as Detective Ray Cameron is particularly outstanding as the deadpan, wise-cracking detective who has plenty of memorable catchphrases.
Thrill me. Detective Cameron? No, Bozo the Clown.
Detective Cameron's younger self is played by Dave Allen Johnson. The movie also has some pretty fun kills, particularly one with a lawnmower and some great, memorable comedic lines.
I got good news and bad news, girls. The good news is your dates are here.
What's the bad news?
They're dead.
It's quite a quotable movie with other lines too, such as the janitor's oft-repeated phrase about banshees, giving you a feeling that he is this film's "you can do it" guy.
Screaming like banshees. Screaming like banshees.
The film marries 1950s horror campiness with bright body over-the-top 1980s fun with some fun special effects and makeup, making this an enjoyable mix of horror, sci-fi, and dark comedy that's definitely worth a look. Well, that about does it for me. Thank you so much for watching, and please like, sub, and share. I've been Preston E. Garrison, and I'm out of here.